Nah, but I have to continue to talk about that. When your life is founded on a lie, right? In my last video, I was saying that when your life is founded on a lie, it becomes harder for you to receive the truth as being the truth because you only used to lies being said to you. Deception, whether that be about your identity, your calling, your purpose, whatever, who you are as a person, right? So now in there, I talked about Psalms 91. It says in Psalms 91 that God's truth, his truth shall be your shield and buckler. So this is the thing. And then I referenced the video that I'm going to be doing when it comes to that words have assignments, right? And even though I didn't get to that yet, which I'm about to do the video, I still had more to add to the last one. Like, this don't just boil down to when the devil tries to speak lies to yourself, well, to you about yourself, right? But also when people try to come against you with lies, God's truth about who he called you to be, who he placed you to be, the calling that he's placed upon your life, who you are as a person, your identity, your nature, your all of these things. You have to be assured in the Lord's truth about who you are at all times. At all times. It does not matter what somebody, and mind you, I'm not talking for your delusion. I'm talking about people who know they're in right standing. Talking about people who know that their hearts are clean. Talking about people who knows they know their identity. They know who they are. And I'm not talking about people who have, I'm not even, actually, I could say that. But that's the thing. In you having way to go to get to the person that God has called you to be anointing wise, right? It's just like, your heart has to be pure in that entire time as God moves you from glory to glory and faith to faith. And you have to really trust God in the process of the pruning, the stretching, the pressing, all of these things. Like, the bottom line is you have to be assured of your person. But mind you, when you're coming out of an old identity, an old nature, anything like that, it becomes hard. It could be harder in the beginning to really cling to that. But then when God brings you when he just brings you to a point. When God brings you to a point to where it's like, well, you're trying to speak a lie. Honestly, I'm not really going for that. I'm not going to lie to you. Because you know the truth about yourself. So when the darts really do come through the words, which once again, words have assignments, right? When the darts do come, through people with a twisted perception of who you are, when the misjudgments, when all that, the wrongful judgments, like it says in the word, right? Paul said, we judge every man correctly, paraphrasing, but we are not judged correctly, because you judging with a different lens. Like I said, when someone who's looking through the lens of truth, when you look through the lens of truth, someone who looks through the lens of truth has a different lens than someone who looks through the lens of deception. So we don't see the same. We don't see the same. When I was in deception, like it says in the word, a way that seemed right to man led to death. Whether that was spiritual death or physical death, it led to death. But while I'm walking, like it says, a way that seems right to man, you think while you're in deception, that way is correct. I'm just strolling, I'm just walking. But then when you come to the knowledge of the truth, you peak because now you're seeing through a different lens, the lens of truth. It's like, I can't do that. How I was walking was never correct. It was never supposed to be that. And your perception switches. So this is why sometimes you'll find yourself it becoming a struggle to talk to somebody with a lens of deception. Because once again, the way that seems right to man seemed right to you at a time. You understand? So you can't really move prideful with that because you yourself was once in deception, like it says in the word. So I used to be one of the that used to be me too. So God's love got to be present at all times. But back to it. God's truth shall be your shield and buckler. So that means when word curses form, when misrepresentations happen, when the misfortunes come about, all of these things, and even when the all of that stuff is being spoken, declare the truth. We're supposed to cling to the truth no matter our circumstance, no matter what we go through. The truth is supposed to give us comfort. I don't care about what deception is being spoken. I don't care about what lies is being talked about. None of that matters. None of that matters. And mind you, at a point in time, your truth at the point in time where you were walking in the path that was right to man at the time, it ain't right to you no more. That's still your truth, but it's the former you. This is the new you, and this is your truth now. But now let's talk for the miserable people. Just because you still stuck in that version of the self that you want to change, and you watching people come up around you, you could do the same too. Listen, it says in the word, provoke them to jealousy. Okay? Let the work that you doing to God, let it provoke somebody to jealousy. The transformation that they're watching take place before their eyes, let that provoke you to jealousy. Let that provoke somebody to jealousy. Let somebody see a fruit and be provoked to jealousy. I don't care. We're not talking about the witchcraft right now. I'll leave that for another vid. That's coming in a few. In the words have assignments one. Okay? But let's talk about it. So once again, God's truth gotta stand at all times, and you need to know God for yourself, so his truth can be your shield and buckler, because it's a thing to proclaim it, but then it's a thing to know it, but then it's a thing to believe it without seeing it, but and still cling to it. You feel me? It gotta be all. You have to know it. This is not a joke. This is real life. This is reality. You have to know who you're talking to. Know who you're talking about. I'm talking about yourself. Know who you're talking about. Know who you're talking about. Know who you're talking about. Let God's truth be your shield. His truth is supposed to shield you. His truth is supposed to shield you. Why? Because that's the only truth. But God's truth, that's a word that's infallible, unchangeable. You understand? This is the thing that's supposed to continue to have us guarded. It clearly holds a certain authority within the spiritual realm. Yeah, get to use it. Get to use it.